Okay, picture this. You wake up, and it's not, gentle sunlight or birdsong. It's your phone.
Uh-huh. That glow.
Yeah, that glow. And there's this silent scream from a notification, right? Your streak is at risk.
Oh, the streak. The
Yeah.
ultimate modern commandment.
Exactly. And that to-do list you made, the one meant to help, suddenly it feels less like a tool and more like, I don't know, a tribunal.
It is a tribunal, and it's relentless. Every single box you haven't checked isn't just a reminder. It's basically an accusation, isn't it?
Totally. And when you do check something off, it's like, okay, you're pardoned. For now.
Just a temporary reprieve. We've gone way past simple organization here. This is like a daily ritual, a performance to justify, just justify being here.
So yeah, welcome you to this deep dive. We're exploring what feels like, honestly, the cult of productivity.
A quiet cult, but maybe the most demanding one of our century. It doesn't ask for faith in the old way.
No prayers, just performance, metrics, output, optimization.
And the trade-offs, what do you get back? Well, you get the illusion of being in control. And maybe, just maybe, the mirage of meaning in it all.
We see the gurus, don't we?
Yeah.
The CEOs up at 5 a.m., the influencers selling that, $97 focus protocol.
Secret sauce. Always a secret sauce.
And they frame it all like suffering is noble, burnout is basically just good branding. If you're not grinding, you're failing.
It's a powerful narrative. Burnout is a status symbol.
And you can try to laugh it off, right? This whole hustle culture thing. But there's this little hook deep down.
Oh, yeah.
This quiet, nagging, maybe ancient fear that the reason you're not happy or successful or just, enough is simply because you haven't been productive enough. You're just lazy.
Yeah. Yes. The core anxiety. That's the engine. Because look, if this was really about efficiency, we'd find a system that works and, well, we'd stick with it. We'd be content.
But we don't. We're always looking for the next hack, the next app.
Exactly. So it's not really time management we're after. It's managing fear. From a Freudian angle, this is classic stuff. It's about guilt. It's about punishment. It's society's voice.
Right.
But now it's inside your head, whispering.
What is it whispering?
You're only valuable if you produce.
Oof. Okay, let's make this personal for a second. If you're listening, really think. When was the last time you did something, anything, for absolutely no reason?
No reason at all.
Yeah. Not to get better at something, not to network, not even just to get a good photo for Instagram, but just because. Like watching dust motes in the sunlight or taking a really slow walk with no goal, no tracker.
It's hoping.
If you're struggling to remember, seriously struggling, then maybe, just maybe, your own mind has been sort of colonized by this productivity drive.
Colonized by the productivity unconscious.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. And the specific bit of our psyche driving this relentless demand, that's the superego.
Okay, the superego, the inner critic. But hang on, isn't some self-discipline good? How do we tell the difference between that, healthy structure and this inner judge?
That's the crucial distinction. It's about the motivation, healthy discipline. That comes from genuine desire, wanting to achieve something meaningful to you. The superego, that runs on guilt, fear of being found out, fear of not measuring up.
So it's not a coach, it's a warden.
Exactly. A prison warden with a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It doesn't care if you're exhausted or grieving or just need a damn break. It has one question. Are you producing? Are the numbers going up?
And the feeling it creates,
Yeah.
it's that specific kind of shame, right? Like the Sunday night dread, that spiral where the weekend's over and you don't feel rested.
You feel guilty for resting.
Yes, guilty for not having used the time better.
That's it. That's the superego, sharpening its knives for the week ahead, preparing its little audit. And here's the really twisted part, the cult part.
Go on.
It doesn't actually want you to succeed.
Yeah.
Not really. Not permanently.
Wait, what? If it's not about success, then what's the point?
The point is perpetual striving, perpetual debt. The game can never end. Because if you actually reached all your goals, if the treadmill stopped, well, you might look around. You might ask awkward questions like, what do I really want?
Oh, wow.
So it just keeps moving the goalposts. You finally monetize that hobby. Great. Now you need to optimize your sleep cycles. You crush that big project. Fantastic. Now, heal your childhood trauma, but, efficiently. In 6 easy steps.
Well, that's incredibly cynical, but
Yeah.
it feels familiar. Like the system is built to keep us feeling slightly inadequate, always playing catch up.
It's a treadmill, a very cleverly disguised treadmill that looks like a throne. And we are the hamsters running as fast as we can.
Okay, but why? Why do we keep getting back on the treadmill? Buying the next planner, downloading the next focus app, tracking every minute. Why do we, color code our lives like we're planning a military campaign against ourselves.
Ah, that compulsion to repeat, even when it hurts or doesn't truly satisfy. Freud called that the repetition compulsion.
Repetition compulsion.
Yeah, it's his unconscious drive. We repeat patterns, even painful ones, because they're familiar. The pain is known. The uncertainty of stopping, of not trying, of facing the void, that feels much, much scarier. At least the struggle feels like you're doing something.
And the language we use, it's so violent. Crush your goals, slay your to-do list.
Kill it today.
Yeah, it's not nurturing, it's warfare. We're literally waging war on our own bodies, our own limits, our need for rest. Our nervous system is the battlefield.
And all that psychic violence, that energy, has to go somewhere. Which brings us to another key idea, sublimation.
Sublimation, okay.
It's a defense mechanism, a pretty sophisticated one. The unconscious takes all these raw, messy, maybe forbidden impulses. You know, the urge to scream, to walk away from it all, to just do nothing, to defy expectations.
The messy stuff.
The messy stuff. And it channels it, transforms it into something. Well, something that's socially acceptable, like hyperproductivity.
So instead of telling my boss this project is impossible, I stay up until 2 a.m. perfecting the font on the presentation slides.
Exactly. You take that frustration, that aggressive energy, that raw life force, Freud called it eros, the drive for aliveness, and you pour it into making the perfect spreadsheet. You take the anxiety of feeling adrift and you channel it into building your personal brand.
We turn desire into data entry.
We turn eros into Excel. We take the messy soul and we contain it, repackage it, make it look like progress.
But if all that energy, all that life force is being channeled into just checking boxes and hitting metrics, what are we losing? What's quietly dying off?
Well, the obvious things: creativity, spontaneity, the ability to just wonder about something without trying to leverage it, the basic human right to be gloriously inefficient sometimes.
We think we're optimizing our lives.
But maybe we're sterilizing them.
Sterilizing them. Wow.
And the root of that sterilization, it's repression, another defense mechanism. The conscious mind starts to pathologize the soul's natural urges, that desire to doodle, to daydream, to follow a strange idea.
That gets labeled distraction or procrastination, a moral failing.
Precisely. Because actual aliveness is messy. It doesn't follow a schedule. It certainly doesn't fit neatly onto a Gantt chart. So it becomes suspicious, dangerous even.
Okay, this reframes everything. All those apps, the systems, the life hacks, maybe they aren't really about getting more done at all.
What are they about then?
They're about managing anxiety. They're about trying to silence that inner critic, that superego voice, constantly whispering, not enough, not good enough.
And there's a huge psychological cost to keeping that voice quiet. We trade something vital. We give up that wild, generative energy, the spark of real creativity, the kind that doesn't need a brief, just for the illusion of control.
It's a bad trade.
It's what psychoanalysis might call a form of symbolic castration. We barter away our muse, one notification, one optimized hour at a time, until creativity isn't a force anymore, it's just another KPI.
Post 3 times a week, optimize for engagement, yeah.
The soul becomes content creation.
And when that feels hollow, maybe we double down on the harshness. That 5 a.m. alarm that feels like punishment, not choice. Or that brutal workout after a terrible day, is that self-care or is it something else?
It can absolutely be self-punishment dressed up as empowerment. It's often displaced aggression. You're angry at your job or your partner or the world, but you can't express it there, so you turn it inward against yourself.
That 5 a.m. alarm becomes an act of obedience to a voice that isn't even yours.
Exactly. And we use all sorts of psychological tricks, defense mechanisms, to avoid seeing it for what it is. We build this fortress around our insecurities, our wounds, and we label it personal growth.
So give me an example. If I spend a whole weekend frantically organizing my spice rack instead of, say, having a difficult conversation I'm dreading, what's going on there?
Ah, that's a classic. Could be intellectualization focusing on the logical, solvable task of the spices instead of the messy emotions. And definitely displacement, shifting the anxiety from the conversation onto the pantry.
You tell yourself you're just being organized, but really you're running from the feeling.
You're healing your trauma through high performance, as the ironic saying goes. You're rationalizing. I'm not scared. I'm just strategically prioritizing my kitchen.
Yeah, it's like our phones, the endless scroll on Instagram, that's the collective dream, right? All shiny and perfect. Filtered reality.
And then our to-do list is our own private nightmare, just neatly formatted. We're scrolling past our real desires, running from ourselves with every tick box.
That's a powerful image. And it captures the essence, I think. Our culture takes repression and calls it resilience. It takes sublimation and calls it genius. It takes self-punishment and calls it discipline.
So you think your problem is you're bad at managing time?
But your unconscious knows the real struggle is managing desire. You're not actually failing at productivity. You're succeeding brilliantly at repression.
Wow, okay, but what if we push back? What if that thing we call laziness is actually, I don't know, wisdom? Your body saying stop.
Or procrastination is intuition, telling you this task is wrong or the deadline is meaningless. Exactly. And what if burnout isn't a personal failing, but a kind of rebellion? A protest against a system that only values you when you're dissociated from your own needs.
That leads to the really scary fundamental question, doesn't it? What would actually happen if you just stopped?
Stopped optimizing, stopped leveraging, stopped trying so damn hard for one day.
What feeling are you most afraid would surface? Is it shame? Is it grief for lost time or lost creativity? Is it maybe rage? Or, and this might be the most terrifying possibility, of overwhelming relief, maybe even joy. What would you do with that?
Because maybe you were never meant to be a machine, an algorithm, a perfectly optimized unit of output.
Maybe you were meant to be a mess.
Yeah, a glorious, inefficient, contradictory, unpredictable, wildly creative mess.
And that capacity for messy, untamed life. That's what the cult of productivity is truly terrified of. It's not your laziness it fears. Laziness is easy to manage with shame.
It fears our aliveness.
Exactly. Because aliveness, you can't track that on a spreadsheet. You can't monetize wonder. You can't fit genuine creativity into a quarterly goal. It always escapes. The unconscious finds a way, eventually. The only question is, how much of yourself will you sacrifice before you let it?
So that creativity is still there, waiting.
Waiting in exile, maybe. Scribbling a reply in invisible ink on the back of that perfectly organized to-do list.